Every year, more than 900 million rotisserie chickens are consumed by Americans. With almost 3 chickens per person annually, it's a $2.5 billion industry based on our desire for quick and easy comfort food. Today, we're showing the golden birds that are truly worth your money and exposing the rotisserie catastrophes that are concealed under those heat lamps. Because life is too short to waste it on salty-tasting rubbery chicken. Let's dive into the spinning world of rotisserie chicken by subscribing. Walmart's freshness. All of the problems with corporate food manufacturing masquerading as value are embodied in guaranteed rotisserie chicken. They sell more rotten chicken to more people than anyone else at more than 4,700 sites across the country. And the outcomes are dreadfully awful. Just the salt content ought to be illegal. A single piece of chicken has 500, 600 minoran, or 25% of your daily limit, per 3-ounce serving. They're embalming this bird, not seasoning it. Water, sea salt, seasoning, carrageenan, spices, garlic powder, salt, dehydrated lemon peel, and citric acid are all included in the injectable solution. It reads more like an experiment in science than cuisine. Depending on whatever batch you're unfortunate enough to come across, customer reviews frequently characterize the texture as slimy, sticky, or bone dry. Because of how unpredictable the quality is, Reddit users have started whole threads advising users to find another place. While some customers receive chicken that is overdone and tastes like jerky, others report finding giblets still within completely cooked birds. One reviewer described the poultry as having a potpourri flavor since the astringent dry herbs overshadow any inherent chicken flavor. If your chicken tastes more like air freshener than food, it's a systematic failing and not a result of seasoning. Walmart is taking advantage of budget-conscious customers by selling them factory-farmed poultry that is pumped full of sodium and pesticides. The $5.97 price point is their ploy to divert your attention from the reality that you're paying for artificial flavoring and water weight rather than real chicken. Even regional corporations with more than 700 sites can wildly fail at fundamental food safety, as demonstrated by Safeway's famous Cafe Rotisserie chicken. Their birds are always characterized as being small in relation to their price, but when consumers complain of pink, bleeding innards, and burnt feathers on their wings, size is the least of their issues. The texture problems are well known among Safeway customers. Depending on your luck, they can be sticky, mushy, or dry. You're paying top dollar for what is essentially Russian roulette with your meal at about 6 to 7 per bird. Although the salt concentration is reasonable when compared to other chains, about 250 milligram per serving, it is irrelevant if the chicken isn't cooked through. Customer evaluations are dominated by safety concerns, with several accounts of undercooked meat that presents real health hazards. It is systemic neglect rather than a quality control issue when customers expressly advise against using your rotisserie chicken service at all. The injection solution's traditional suspects, carrageenan and sodium phosphate, are there to keep things wet and prolong their shelf life. In reality, it produces chicken that has a synthetic texture, more akin to processed meat than roasted bird. Safeway is selling unsafe chicken that shouldn't meet basic food safety regulations by taking advantage of their reputation in the area. They're wagering that even if a $6 chicken is possibly dangerous to eat, the majority of customers won't return it. One of the most dramatic business failures in restaurant history is Boston Market's Rotisserie Chicken. A chain of more than 450 locations that was once renowned for its high-quality rotisserie chicken has turned into a zombie brand that is stumbling toward extinction while offering progressively worse meals. The business is actually dying right now. After being sold to Rohan Group in 2020, the new owners have driven them to ruin by accruing more than $12 million in unpaid vendor invoices. U.S. In addition to several class action lawsuits targeting the corporation for unpaid salaries, Foods is suing for $11 million. Employees claim going more than 8 weeks without receiving their paychecks. The business has crumbled along with the quality of the meals. According to a Better Business Bureau complaint from September 2025, the chicken was dry, the sweet potatoes tasted like chemicals, and the canned corn looked like it was from school lunch. The state of the restaurant is really filthy, and the health agency should inspect the food that is left out without a cover. One piece of chicken has 580 calories of salt per serving, which is 25% of your daily allowance. According to the ingredient list, there is a 15% solution of water, sugar, carrageenan, and maltodextrin for flavoring. You're spending money on chicken that has been pumped with water and pesticides. Boston Market is selling food from a firm that is unable to pay its bills or uphold basic hygiene standards by taking advantage of nostalgic brand awareness. According to former managers, stores purchase rotisserie chickens from Sam's Club and Walmart, then resell them as Boston Market chicken while making false claims about hormone-free products. Millions of customers adore Costco's rotisserie chicken, making it the most contentious item on this list. A 3-pound chicken costs $4.99, a price that hasn't changed since 2009. Costco sells 106 million of these every year, making it an undisputed value champion. However, popularity does not equate to quality, and this chicken is a prime example of how pricing and marketing may divert attention from more pressing issues. Chicken, water, salt, sodium phosphate, hydrolyzed casein, modified cornstarch, sugar, dextrose, chicken broth, isolated soy protein, monoglycerides, and diglycerides are among the ingredients, which read like they belong in a chemistry textbook. That's 11 elements for properly seasoned chicken, including substances that have been connected to inflammation in the digestive tract and heart disease. At 460 milligrams per 3-ounce dish, the sodium concentration is outrageous. It's 20% of your daily limit before you've even begun eating sides. Customers are particularly cautioned about this salt load, which amounts to 1/5 of the daily maximum that adults should take. According to several patrons, the chemical mixture is dominating any natural chicken flavor, as evidenced by the strange odor and unclean dishwater taste. For sensitive people, the carrageenan creates digestive problems, and sodium phosphate has been connected to cardiovascular concerns. The moral dilemmas are just as concerning. At Costco's farm in Nebraska, a 2021 undercover video revealed swollen, hurt, and malformed hens in packed, dimly lit warehouses. In 2022, shareholders filed a lawsuit alleging unlawful abuse and abandonment of hens who were developed so big they were unable to stand and were gradually dying of malnutrition, wounds, and disease. Costco is selling chemically enhanced chicken from industrial farms with known animal welfare violations by taking advantage of loss leader pricing and customer loyalty. They're wagering that the $4.99 price tag will cause you to ignore the unethical 11-ingredient chemical bath. With more than 200 sites throughout the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, BJ's Wholesale Club markets their Purdue rotisserie chicken as the warehouse club's substitute for Costco's chemical-laden selection. It provides comparable value at $4.98 to $5.99 with marginally superior component profiles and less salt. Customers frequently give the chicken great reviews and compare it favorably to what Costco has to offer. Customer pleasure without the use of harsh chemicals is something that BBJ's has accomplished in the warehouse club space, as seen by the more than 9,500 reviews that are overwhelmingly favorable. Compared to Costco's 460 milligram sodium bomb, the sodium concentration is substantially lower, ranging from 170 to 250 milligrams per serving. The birds fulfill the warehouse club promise of bulk value without compromising the quality of basic food because they are large enough to feed families several meals. Because Purdue maintains higher standards than generic co-packers utilized by other warehouse clubs, the company's sourcing offers some degree of quality assurance. The large-scale farms where the chickens are raised follow conventional antibiotic practices, but they do not have the harsh factory farming conditions that other chains do. The chemical arms race that has ruined the quality of chicken at rival restaurants is what BBJ's isn't doing. They are not bombarding their birds with 11 different additives to produce false flavors and textures, even though their birds still include processed foods. BBJ's demonstrates that warehouse club rotisserie chicken need not be a chemical experiment and that it is feasible to satisfy customers without sacrificing quality through loss leader pricing. Wegmans, which has more than 110 sites in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, has established a reputation for using high-quality ingredients and providing cult-like customer service. Their dedication to doing things correctly, even at a higher expense, is reflected in their rotisserie chicken. Wegmans chicken is routinely praised by customers as being flawless in every way, enough to feed a family of four, tender, and consistently cooked to perfection. The $14.99 premium rate for the organic alternatives is justified by the fact that they use free-range, vegetarian-fed, antibiotic-free birds. The standard rotisserie chicken costs $9.99, which is a lot more than warehouse club selections, but it has better flavor and texture right away. Because organic varieties have an acceptable salt level, about 95 mg per serving, optimal seasoning does not require chemical augmentation. The rosemary type demonstrates how herbs should be used to bring out the inherent flavor of chicken rather than to cover over subpar meat. Customers can limit their sodium consumption by removing the skin if they so choose, because the seasoning is applied externally rather than injected. Wegmans distinguishes itself by refusing to compete just on price. They are aware that consumers who are prepared to pay more anticipate real quality enhancements rather than merely upscale packaging and advertising. Wegmans demonstrates that local chains can scale their operations without sacrificing quality standards, and that some consumers are willing to pay extra for chicken that tastes like chicken. With more than 2,400 locations around the country, Kroger's Simple Truth brand demonstrates a sincere dedication to using cleaner ingredients. Their ingredient list for their rotisserie chicken is so straightforward that it's revolutionary. Just chicken, water, and sea salt. Just seasoned chicken prepared the old-fashioned manner without the use of sodium phosphate, carrageenan, or chemical concoctions. With only 40 milliliters of sodium per 3-ounce serving, it has an exceptionally low sodium content. That demonstrates that appropriate seasoning doesn't require chemical augmentation and is 11 times lower than Costco's sodium bomb. In order to address ethical and health issues, the hens are raised without the use of antibiotics, fed only vegetarian food, and kept outside of cages. Simple Truth provides great value for truly clean chicken at $5, $6 per bird. Instead of being covered up by chemical additives, the taste is what chicken should taste like, the natural bird flavor amplified by sea salt, without the artificial moisture retention that results in a slimy, processed feeling. The texture is appropriately delicate. Growing consumer concerns about industrial farming techniques are addressed by the cage-free and antibiotic-free standards. These hens are raised in far better conditions than normal ones, despite not being organic. Kroger is avoiding the typical clean-label bait-and-switch tactic, which turns natural into meaningless marketing jargon. With ingredient openness, which is uncommon in the rotisserie chicken market, Simple Truth fulfills its promises. Kroger demonstrates that when businesses put ingredient quality ahead of profit margin maximization, clean-label chicken doesn't have to be expensive. With more than 500 outlets, Whole Foods has animal welfare standards that rival those of major corporations. Their rotisserie chickens are sourced from farms that offer unrestricted access to the outdoors, shade, shelter, and sunlight. Conditions that make chickens act more like chickens than like prisoners in a factory farm. In today's world of processed foods, the organic plain varieties ingredient list is so simple that it's almost startling. Merely chicken, salt, and organic black pepper. Organic choices have a healthy salt concentration of 70 mg per serving, demonstrating that high-quality chicken doesn't require chemical modification to taste delicious. Reviews from customers frequently compliment the flavor, saying it tastes like it came straight out of grandma's oven. Natural chicken flavor that has been improved by the seasoning rather than overshadowed. Many vendors surpass the minimum level 2 standards set by the Whole Foods Animal Welfare Rating System. In order to address health issues and promote more humane farming methods, the hens are fed on vegetarian diets devoid of antibiotics and additional hormones. Because seasoning is only applied to the skin due to the no injection policy, clients can choose to remove the skin in order to lower their sodium intake. With conventional costs $7.99 and organic costs $10.99, you're getting premium standards at premium costs. For consumers who value ingredient transparency and animal welfare, the quality outweighs the price. The typical premium positioning without premium delivery is what Whole Foods isn't doing. In reality, they're offering the cleaner ingredients and higher welfare standards that support their prices. Whole Foods demonstrates that it is feasible to produce chicken ethically on a large scale, and that some consumers are willing to pay more for food that reflects their values. The rotisserie chicken at Sam's Club, which has more than 600 outlets, surprised food critics by outperforming high-end competitors in taste tests. Unexpectedly, Sam's Club defeated Wegmans, Whole Foods, Stop and Shop, Eataly, and Costco in Delicious 2025 complete list. The key lies in the seasoning method, which uses an earthy coating of paprika to produce a crispy outside and a juicy interior without the need for chemical infusion. Because the birds are extra large, they frequently weigh more than 3 pounds. You can get several dinners out of a single $4.98 purchase, which is a great deal. With an average rating of 4.7 out of 5, customer evaluations with over 32,000 ratings include remarks like, "Best rotisserie chicken around," and "I am a die-hard Costco fan, and I am shocked to learn how much better Sam's Club chicken is." For an operation of a warehouse club, the regularity is astounding. At 550 milliwarm per serving, or about 25% of daily guidelines, the sodium concentration is significant. But for consumers who choose flavor over health, the flavor profile makes it worthwhile. The complex taste produced by the paprika and spice blend enhance rather than overpower the chicken. The size advantage is substantial. Even at warehouse club prices, the cost per serving is very competitive because these birds produce a lot more meat than rivals. The cooking method results in uniform browning and the right consistency throughout. The chemical injection game that produces synthetic graphics is something Sam's Club does not do. Because their seasoning is applied outside, the blend's inherent chicken flavor is accentuated. Sam's Club demonstrates how warehouse clubs may produce better tasting food by emphasizing seasoning expertise above chemical augmentation. Operating mostly in Ohio and the Midwest, Heinen sources their rotisserie chickens from Gerber's Amish farm, a collaboration that epitomizes everything that is good about producing food in an ethical and high-quality manner. These care-certified hens live freely on pasture and are fed vegetarian, additive-free diets that produce meat of exceptional quality. Consumers have consistently praised the taste, calling it remarkably good, simply delicious, and having the kind of real chicken flavor that industrial manufacture has lost. With legs knotted, wings tucked, and even browning that indicates careful attention to cooking technique, the presentation is restaurant quality. The Amish place a strong emphasis on natural farming methods, free of hormones, antibiotics, and cramped feeding operations, which stress animals and lower the quality of their meat. As they wander meadows, consume natural foods, and build the muscle structure that produces the best texture and flavor, the chickens truly live like chickens. Because there isn't much seasoning and instead depends on the high quality of the meat, rather than chemical augmentation, the salt content is thought to be low. In essence, the ingredients are chicken seasoned with salt. No corporate chemistry experiments, no preservatives, no injectable solutions. You're paying premium money for truly premium quality at $8.99 to $9.99. Quality control and attention to detail are made possible by the lower manufacturing scale, which is not feasible in industrial operations. This is chicken the way it should be, carefully cultivated, prepared, and fairly priced. The industrial shortcuts that have ruined the quality of chicken are not what Heinen's is doing. No chemical injections, factory farming, or cost-cutting measures that put commercial margins ahead of the quality of the food. Heinen's demonstrates that when businesses collaborate with suppliers who put animal welfare and food quality ahead of maximum profit extraction, great rotisserie chicken is still achievable. Companies that value poultry and those that take advantage of your supper are at odds in the rotisserie chicken aisle. Every bird you purchase is a vote for the type of food business you wish to support, and your grocery money is your weapon. Pick businesses who are employing high-quality chicken, honest seasoning, and ethical agricultural methods. For more food rankings that resolve arguments you never realized you needed resolved, please leave a comment below and remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much.